Hi, I thought I would take a little time to record a video to share an update on week 3 and week 4 of my Panchakarma. I'm in this really beautiful cafe and it's empty right now, so I just thought I would take advantage of the setting. And it's stunning. Let me show you the view. It's so nice. You can hear the ocean. Sorry, sea. I keep saying ocean, but it's the sea. And hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully it's not too loud. So week 3 of my Panchakarma was focused on rejuvenation. And so what that means is most of the therapies were, the first couple weeks were more cleansing and removing things from the body, and now it's more about bringing nutrients and things back to the body. So in the morning I would start with Nasyam, which is medicated ghee that's administered through the nose in both sides. And it starts with actually a face massage, I guess, to like open up your face and channels. Then they give this medicated ghee, and then afterwards your face is massaged a little bit more, and your hands, you rub your hands together, and then they rub the bottom of the soles of your feet. I don't exactly know why, but I can guess why. You know, your head and your feet, they're like the two sort of like big energy centers of your body. So, you know, rubbing the bottom of your feet, I imagine, would activate you and help to activate, you know, the Nasyam, the medicated ghee that goes through your body. And the reason for Nasyam is really cool. So Nasyam helps with your prana. So prana is your life force. And so doing Nasyam, and this Nasyam is obviously a Panchakarma Nasyam, so it's a bit stronger and more intense. And I will say that, you know, after the ghee drops would go in my nose, for about 15 minutes, it would feel like, kind of like I had like a sore throat, and I guess it's like the feeling of the medicated ghee going across, you know, the back of your throat. So it doesn't last that long. There's just a bit of a feeling afterwards. But there's also Nasyam that can be done just as part of like your everyday practices. It's part of Dinacharya, which is sort of like your daily routine, which maybe I'll make a video or talk about later. So I'm hoping that maybe I can start incorporating Nasyam into my day-to-day life. It's good for your prana. It's supposed to be good for your facial skin, for your entire body. So yeah, that's an exciting practice that I've been learning about. So yeah, after Nasyam, then I would have something called Pirichil, which was medicated hot oil that's poured all over your body. And there were things like aloe, all these other herbs that were made, and mine was coconut oil based, virgin coconut oil based. And so it's heated and it's poured all over your body, and it's kind of like continuously poured. And this is, again, to bring nutrients back into your body, and it lasts about an hour. It's about an hour long. It's pretty chill. It feels pretty good, to be honest, and it smells good. So that's an easy treatment, I'd say. And then afterwards, kind of like my regular schedule, I'd have breakfast, maybe some medicinal herbs that they would give me. I usually would have my Ayurveda class in the morning, so I'd have my Ayurveda class, which is so awesome. I feel like I've learned so much, and also just made more sense of things that I feel like I already knew. So that's really nice, of like connecting some dots in a more intuitive way. And I think that's one of the things I love about Ayurveda, is that it's so intuitive and it just makes sense of the natural world in really simple ways. So yeah, so I'd have class, then I'd have lunch, and I probably raved about these lunches, well, all my meals, but yeah, I just feel so lucky that I get to have all these really tasty, yummy Ayurvedic meals, and it's just like vegetables and lentils and rice, and I don't know, there's always something exciting. And I also am just so happy that I get to have, like, I get exposure to all these like Kerala foods, but I get them from like a home cooked way. It's like, you know, when, like, if you go to an Indian restaurant, it's all commercial foods, and it's not the same as like eating at your mom's house or like an auntie's house. So that's what it feels like, which is awesome. And then in the afternoons, I would just chill, take it easy. Like, I've been advised during my Panchakarma, like, this is not a time to be like running around doing activities. It's not a time for going swimming or all these other things. So I mostly would just chill. I would maybe take a nap, maybe go for a walk, maybe socialize a little, but generally just took it really easy, read, and usually in the afternoons, especially the past week and a half, I just find that I'm quite hungry in the afternoon, so I get a snack. And I think I posted about this on my Instagram about how, a lot of doshas actually can have a healthy dessert almost every day. So most days I get like some awesome little healthy dessert, and it'll be like some coconut, rice, banana, cardamom, something. So some of them have been, again, this is another set of exposure I've gotten to, like all these like Kerala foods and Kerala desserts. Some of them have been like things more like, like sevdud, like milk and vermicelli noodles in it. Other things have been like these steamed rice and, like I said, steamed rice, coconut, banana combinations, and like every combination you can think of, like one that looks like a pancake, one that looks like a little pierogi, one that looks like a momo. So yeah, those have been fun little snacks I've had. Or maybe I'll just have like I have like my own nuts and stuff, so I'll like soak some nuts, have some dates. Sometimes I have fruit, but according to Ayurveda, you should only have fruit between 11 and 3 p.m. and primarily more in the summertime, not in the winter. So sometimes I'd have some fruit. And then in the evenings, I would have shirodara. So I think I talked about shirodara in another video as well. So that's when you have these like medicated drippings that are poured over your head. And in week 3, this was made with a herbal oil. And this was different from the first 2 weeks. So the first week, I had a herbal decoction, and it would last about half an hour. The second week, it was this herbal buttermilk. And then week 3 was this hot medicated oil. And just wow, like when I would sit down lie down for these, I would end up falling asleep like almost instantly. Like I don't even remember. It's super calming, super grounding. After the first one, I felt so incredibly tired afterwards, and I remember I just didn't even want to lift my head up. I just was like, this on the dinner table after. And the purpose of shirodara, especially with the oil and all of that, is to help reduce vata, and even the pirajil with the hot oil. Yes, it is nourishing and giving nutrients back to the body, but it also helps to clear vata, which is this air, light, dryness, energy, which I have a little bit in excess. So that was a really, relaxing experience. The downside is that because it's on your forehead, it like drips into your hair. So afterwards, like my hair would just be super oily, and basically for over a week, my hair was just crazy oily, and I just had to deal with it, because afterwards you can't wash your hair. You can't wash your hair in the evening after you've done all this shirodara. So I would just have like really greasy hair, but it's okay. It was worth it. And then one thing, yes. I also came on my period during this time, and so there was a bit of a break in my treatment. So we slowed down some of the treatments. I did some of the shirodara, but I didn't do the pirachil. But I know at that point I'm not done with my Panchakarma, but I knew that my treatments hadn't completed. But the one awesome thing is that I didn't have those pains that I had, like those crazy onset pains. I didn't have those. I did have some cramps, but they weren't as bad. Like some of it was managed with some herbal medications that they gave me, and I just took it easy. I just chilled. I think I did like 1 or 2 classes, or maybe I think one of the days I didn't. But yeah, I just totally took it easy. I was told, like, whatever cravings you have, tell us, we'll make whatever you want. So I had a lot of sweet cravings, so they would just make sweet things for me. And you're supposed to honor all these things. Your body it's releasing blood. It's your energy is low, so your body is naturally craving some sweets. It's naturally craving some chocolates. I didn't have any chocolate. I really wanted to, but I didn't. And also chocolate is okay when you're on your period. There's a reason that you crave it. It's because it has these like minerals and things in it. They pep you up, and you need some of those. You just lost all this blood. And you should be taking things that supplement your iron, you know, having iron-rich foods like cruciferous vegetables, beets, things like that. And I think I noticed that in the diet around that time. They were giving me back some beets and things like that. So there was a bit of a break in between. And then when I was like, my period was like fully over, or was just like spotting, that's when I actually had Birachil, which is the oil. And then also in the evening, so after Shiroda, I would have something called Matra Basti, which is an enema, and it's not as bad as it sounds, and it definitely was not horrible. Like, I've never had an enema before. I was definitely scared for this portion. I thought it might be, I mean, come on, like, the sound of an enema sounds horrible, right? But it really wasn't that bad. They put warm medicated oil up your butt using a syringe, and it's really not that bad. I remember the first time it happened, she asked me to like count, so I like counted, and then she like, you know, was like, okay, lie back down, and then she like rubbed my stomach, and I was like, oh, is it over? I was like, oh, so you're gonna do it? And she was like, no, it's done. And I just, so it really was, it's not painful, it wasn't bad, because it's quite quick, it's fast. I thought maybe something went wrong, which is why she was rubbing my stomach, but no, after you have the enema, which is like maybe like 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, because it increases, you get a little bit more oil each time. Then they rub your stomach, and just like, you bend your knees up to your stomach, and then you just get on with the rest of your evening. And yes, when you go to the bathroom the next couple of times, some of that oil comes out. And the purpose of doing this Matra Basti, sorry, I'm just like smiling because like, come on, like it's like poo chat, like come on. You don't poo, like it's just, the oil just comes out. And the purpose of it is, actually this is your lower intestine, that's a vata organ, so that's where a lot of vata and air gets trapped, and like I said, that was one of the imbalances I had, so it helps to release that. So yeah, I would say it actually wasn't that bad, all things considered. And then yeah, my normal schedule of like soup for dinner, this icing sugar, dessert. Okay, it's not dessert, it's medicine, but I just call it dessert. So I would have that in the evenings, and yeah, just take it easy. And so that was the end of my Panchakarma, technically, but then I decided to stay on for an extra week. I knew I was going to stay in Varkala for a few days anyways, because I just wanted a bit of time to unwind, but the doctor said, you know, if you stay another week, we can do another round of Pirachil, which is the medicated oil over your body, and you can do some Swedana. So both of those, again, are things that are good for rejuvenation, and Swedana is good for rejuvenation, but also good of just some cleansing as well. And I keep going on about rejuvenation and putting nutrients back into your body, and what I want to add to that is, you know, because of my scoliosis, what this is helping to do is put nutrients back, like literally onto my body, into your body. It takes time to get in, but even the doctors have noticed, and even I feel like I've noticed that like there's just like more muscle mass like along my spine, like not like, oh my god, I'm jacked and I have all this muscle. No, it's just like there is a bit more muscle along my back. So yeah, so this is my week. I'm in week 4, and so in the mornings I get Pirachil and Swedana, which is like the sweat box thing, the herbal sweat box thing, which is great. You feel awesome afterwards. And then most of the rest of the day I just hang out, I chill. I'm using it as like my transition week of like still being in the Ayurveda bubble in some ways, but then getting out, meeting people, doing some different fun activities. Today I'm going to go do this thing called Watsu, which is water shiatsu, which looks super cool, and I'll share more about it after I do it, because then I'll know more of what it is. But yeah, and I've been to the beach, I've gotten to go in the water a couple times. I've danced, if you've seen some videos. So yeah, I feel like this is like my transition week. And what else did I want to share about? Oh, just feeling like I think the timing is right. Like if I had just ended when I was at the end of my state of Panchakarma, I think I would have felt, I don't know, maybe a bit rushed. Whereas now I'm glad I've taken the extra week. I feel relaxed. I feel like I can enjoy this time, enjoy sort of transitioning back and socializing a bit more, and while still having the benefits of Ayurveda. And even just being in Varkala, like I can tell that busy season is starting. It just feels a bit busier, and the whole time that I've been staying at the place I've been staying, I'm in South Cliff, so it's quiet on the side anyways, but I would never hear any cars go by or rickshaws go by. But now I'm starting to hear like just more cars driving by, and I can just feel there's a bit more buzz in the air, which is a totally fine thing, but I think it's nice because it just feels like, okay, like the timing is right to start to leave and to wrap up this chapter. And I think I'm looking forward to my next chapter is, well, I'm just gonna go to Mumbai for a little bit of time to celebrate Navratri and then move on to Rishikesh. But yeah, now I'm starting to feel the excitement of the next piece sort of pulling me. Whereas I think maybe last week or so, I was still feeling like, no, I'm not ready to leave, and I'm kind of happy here. And so yeah, that's just some of what's going through my mind. I'm trying to think of what else I can share. Oh, you must totally be wondering like how I'm feeling sort of post Panchakarma, or like what are the results like? It's a really good question. And and even it's something I'm reflecting on, like, hey, like what changes am I noticing? First of all, my Panchakarma is not technically done. I still have until the end of the week. Second of all, Panchakarma is just one piece of it, right? So you can do all of this cleansing stuff, but afterwards it's all about like rebuilding your body and your cells and nourishing yourself. So I know that the next 90 days after this, whatever I put in my body in terms of food, drink, but also just energy-wise and like content-wise, the people I surround myself, all of that's really important. That's what the doctor has said, is that like you're like a clean vessel, and what you put in that vessel, especially in the next 90 days, because it takes 90 days for all your cells to regenerate, is super important. And after this, I need to take it easy and chill. And she said, if you just go back to your regular lifestyle, yeah, you're in India traveling, but like if you're doing 2 days here, 2 days here, and trying to pack in a million things, then all the work of this Panchakarma will kind of go to waste. So that's something that I've been thinking about, and actually in some ways gives me a lot of relief that like I get to slow travel and I get to enjoy, and I've loved spending so much time here in Varkala and having, not feeling pressure that I need to get this done. I only have 3 days here or something. So yeah, I didn't give you an answer to that, and I think I'll save my answer of how I'm feeling post Panchakarma for another video. And it may even be a couple of videos, because I know there's some immediate things I'm already noticing. And I know that in time, they said that 10 days after your Panchakarma, you'll feel even more amazing. And even later on, you'll feel even more amazing, so long as you're sticking to, like I said, good diet, good practices, pranayama, meditation, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But anyways, thank you so much for joining, for watching. I know this one's a long one, but I love you, and I'll see you guys soon.